I secretly served meat to my judgmental vegetarian sister. My older sister, Lisa, and I were raised vegetarian by vegetarian parents. I'm still a vegetarian and it's important to me, but I'm totally aware of the fact that it's a personal choice, and I'm not bothered by what other people choose to eat. Lisa, on the other hand, has made being a vegetarian her entire personality. It started when she went to college and lived with non-vegetarians for the first time. She came back on break lamenting how disgusting it was to see people eating carcass around her all the time. She got involved in some of those militant animal rights groups and was always leading protests against the dining hall and the science labs and stuff like that. Since we've gotten older, she's calmed down a bit, but she's still like a peak crunchy granola mom and has a lot to say about organic food and the dangers of vaccines and wants her kids to drink raw milk and all sorts of stuff like that. I mostly ignore her, but it's irritating because she always has a snarky thing to say about anyone who doesn't live up to her standards. Last time we were both visiting our parents, she got on my dad for not buying eggs that were ethical enough, when like, this is the guy who raised you vegetarian in the first place, maybe cut him some slack. She's been bothering me more lately because she's been really critical of my life choices ever since I got engaged. My fiance isn't a vegetarian, and he works in the media department for an auto parts company, so she thinks he's like personally responsible for chemtrails or whatever the hell. She always makes a lot of snide comments about how she could never compromise her values the way that I have. Recently, she was texting me asking questions about my wedding, and she jokingly asked what I would be feeding my meat-eating husband for the day. I said we were going to have all sorts of food options at the wedding, so I could be vegetarian and my fiance could have meat, and our guests could have whatever they were comfortable with. Lisa was shocked. She said she couldn't believe that I was going to include murder in what was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. I ignored her, but over the next couple weeks she just would not let it go. She kept sending me PETA clickbait and telling me that she was seriously considering whether or not she could support the meat industry by attending my wedding. I told my parents what she was doing, and they told her to knock it off and that of course she was going to my wedding. Lisa said, fine, I'll show up and hold my nose, and after that I was really done for her. When the RSVPs came in and I needed to send the spreadsheet to the caterer, I accidentally changed Lisa's meal from vegetarian to kosher gluten-free. That way her meal would look different enough from those around her that she wouldn't know what it was. But what is it? Meat. Honestly, with the business of the wedding day, I completely forgot about that little prank until my sister came up to me at the reception. She said, you know, I was really worried, but I want you to know that that meal was one of the most delicious plates of food I've ever had. She went on and on about how she'd never had a mushroom dish that was that savory and satisfying. Yeah, because it was a cow lady. My fiance can't believe that I, a vegetarian, would trick another vegetarian into eating meat, but she was asking for it. And hey, she liked it. I gave her a great meal.